Chair, can I, first of all, as a way of preamble to this debate, say that our children are most important asset in our lives, and children are our future. And as a parent, I can say that we one of the main things one think about is children when they go to school, whether they're going to be safe when they come home. I will not comment on that, Mr. Rodney Hyde. I think it's important that we realise that when our children go to school, that they are safe and they have education which is of high standard. And Mr. Chair, can I also say at this stage that although currently I'm not member of the Education and Science Select Committee, I've been member of that committee for the last 2 terms, and I have enjoyed every bit of the work that I've done with that committee, and I certainly appreciated in the last term the contribution made by Mr. Peachy and Colin King in the committee, and the positive attitude that they have had in that time when I was the chair of the committee. Mr. Chair, I would like to comment really again, it's, in a way it's traversing the other comments been made before, but particularly I like to talk about the information sharing. And I think that's important, and that actually reminds me, some years ago there was an incident in one of the schools where one of the teachers, I recall he was teaching chemistry in a high school, and it was found after a few years, I think, that he didn't even have any qualifications for teaching chemistry. And this teacher was found out, and of course he was deregistered. But it was amazing that in those days it was quite possible for teachers to get through the system and be registered as a teacher without even having a good background check-up, whether it's a security thing or it's a police matter or is it qualifications. But now I'm delighted that this bill, which is pretty much a bipartisan, yes, which is pretty much a bipartisan bill, and I'm delighted that all the parties, if not most of them at least, support this bill, which is great that we are supporting this bill. So can I say, Mr. Chair, that in terms of information matching, it's important that the teachers have proper qualifications, teaching licenses, if you like, or certificates, to ensure that we have properly qualified teachers in front of the classroom, and also that any schools they're not employing any teacher illegally without a reference to their proper qualification and all that. And also it's important that to maintain standards of education, we have these teachers who have proper qualifications, and also it's well known within the ministry as well as at schools that there are proper teachers doing the teaching in those schools. Secondly, can I also talk briefly about the police vetting? And as I said earlier, it's important for us to know that our children are safe at the school, and the teachers and other staff and any contractors who are working there, that they are properly vetted before they're allowed to come in contact with the with the students and the pupils. And particularly, I'm delighted that this involvement of three-way involvement of schools and teachers' council and the police, that issue has been sorted out, and now schools can approach the police directly rather than having to go through the teachers' council to ensure that the proper vetting of the contractors and people who are involved in teaching or servicing is done rather than having to go through the teachers' council. So, Mr. Chair, I think I'll leave this here at the moment.